I almost feel like if I don't thrift cowboy boots while I'm in San Antonio, like, y'all might fire me.
They say everything's bigger in Texas. Well, we're about to do one big thrift trip in San Antonio. New episodes every Sunday and Thursday, visiting a dozen of the city's best thrift stores and one very special estate sale of a local legend. It's the San Antonio Thrift Series.
This is like a dump truck right there. Making noise. Just me and the dump truck. Hey, so we are still in San Antonio, Texas, doing a whole thrift adventure. We're going to Thrift Town. Haven't been to any of the Thrift Town stores, but this, I believe, is a chain with a few locations. And I think this is a pretty big store, so let's get in. I'd like to get just a feel for the overall like vibe and quality and collection and pricing of the store. I want to find out if they have a restroom because I just finished all my coffee. So I want to get an overall feel of the store for you, but I'm pretty much like, I've found a lot of stuff on my thrift list on this trip so far. So I'm kind of like secretly hoping that I just don't find too much, but I'm definitely open to finding some cool special pieces. I also kind of want to check out like some men's sections today because I've done a little bit less thrifting on the men's side, and just see if I can find some cool menswear pieces because I always like to kind of mix those into my wardrobe as well. But enough about me, let's just go in. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Let's go. Yeah, I want to start in the bottoms, like skirts and any type of like patterned, like flowy pants. These are cute. They're Forever 21 Plus, which I actually really liked all of the Forever 21 Plus stuff. I don't I think they discontinued it or they just stopped carrying it in stores, but yeah, they used to like come through with like jeans and stuff like that. You know, I don't like to do like fast fashion anymore unless I'm buying it secondhand, but like I found that the stuff actually lasted a number of years. So if you're buying stuff that you can like rewear a lot, it's like not that bad, you know? But these are still new with tags. These are $6. They have a tag sale today that's, I guess it's 50% off all the yellow tags. These are cute. They're like, I don't see a tag, but they look like they're good condition, like a size 16, 18 probably. They have a stretch band, but it would fit me. I'm so picky about floral, so I don't think these are for me, but like, there's definitely some nice quality pairs of pants here. These are new with tags too. Kind of like these with this like checker pattern on them. These are $2.99. These might be like a size 20 or something. These are a size 22. Like I'm impressed. I'm seeing like a good amount of plus size items here, so that's great. I also find this interesting. They actually labeled like a corduroy pants section, and it looks like they really divide stuff up. I just think that's kind of cool because if you didn't have a lot of time to browse, you could like find something you're looking for really quickly by going to the specific area. But of course, things get mixed around, so it's always better to be able to like actually take your time and go through the entire store, but you know. So they have a vintage labeled section, but it's pretty thin here.
But yeah, see if I find anything. Oh, that's pretty cute. Ooh, love that. Look at this skirt. I kind of doubt this is actually vintage, but yeah, that looks modern to me. But cute. Oh yeah. Stirrups. Alright, let's dig through some of these dresses. This dress is really interesting. It looks maybe kind of high-end fashion, and I love the color, like, contrast in this. It's $9.99. The skirt section is looking a little light today, but I did really well yesterday, so I want to see what they've got here. I'll show you if I find anything. Guess what? They're a sale tag, so these are on sale for $4. Kind of want to try these. I almost feel like if I don't thrift cowboy boots while I'm in San Antonio, like, y'all might fire me. I'm totally keeping my eyes out for some boots while I'm here. Here's some of the bags, and they have another rack over there in the distance. So, decent amount of bags. I found this one. This cutie little, like, vintage one with the pink beads and the weaving. It doesn't have any label, and this one is $7.99, so $8 for that, which I think is, it's okay. I feel like for a smaller bag, normally you would see maybe half that amount at a thrift store, but it's still a vintage bag for $8. It's so cute. So it makes me wonder if they actually, like, try to pick out vintage and price it higher, or if this is just like a newer item that has just come in or something. I'm gonna think about this because I think the shade is really cute and it's in really good condition. Ooh, and they do have a decent jewelry counter here. Those button earrings back there. So I found a few skirts, I found a couple of dresses, and I found some pants and a pair of shoes. So I actually kind of want to, like, try everything and then maybe go look over at the men's section. So we've got fitting rooms open, so I actually can try a couple things. It's funny because the fitting room's open, but, like, I don't really feel like trying on all the things. Like, some of these I'll be able to tell. So, like, this skirt, I'm just kind of holding it up, but yeah, it's got this, like, cool gold metallic print there. You can see it, which I kind of really dig. I think it's, like, a good basic to mix with whatever on top. Like, you could dress it up or dress it down. I might like it better if it was shorter, but I am seeing a couple spots on it as well, which is kind of a bummer. So $3.99, but I might just leave it behind because of the damage. I picked out this snake skin one, pretty much almost a maxi length, I guess. It's a little bit sheer, and there's like a gold thread through it. So I think this again is like a fun print that would be awesome to do print mixing, or even just like pair any solids or graphic tees with it. It's definitely like, I know I always say that here, but like that's something I look for. I kind of think it'd be cute with like these sneakers, even maybe like make it super casual and like mash it up. So yeah, I think this is a maybe. It is $3.99. All right, here's the next one. This is probably the favorite that I picked up because it has that like sunburst pleating on it, like the really intense pleating, and I've just been looking for that because I just really like that style. So this is, if you can't tell, like it's a bright red, almost like there's like an argyle pattern happening on it too. So I think it's really cute on multiple levels, and this would be really, I think, easy for me to style. I don't think it looks like a kilt or something, you know what I mean? Like when you get into those patterns. I have this plaid mini skirt that I wore recently, and like multiple people asked me which like prep school I went to in the neighborhood, and I was like, I mean, I guess they felt good to be thought of as like so young, but anyway, so you don't want to look like costuming with it. Like I don't want to kilt, but I think I like this one. This one is $7.99, so it's like the most expensive one also. So at this point, I think this is like a maybe. I just kind of wanted to show this one because I think like the abstract pattern on it is really cool. Tons of different colors in there. This one is like more of a knee length on me. I do think it's really cute, and probably if it had pockets, I might be like, I don't know, just a little more jazzed about it, but I think it's cool. It's definitely like different. And stuff like this I'm just kind of vibing with lately, like art house vibe or something with these abstract prints on it. This one is also like silky, satiny material, so that's nice. And this one's also $7.99. Okay, trying on these little trousers. These are like way comfy. The fabric feels nice. Little Alfred Gunners. I feel like I see this type of thing at thrift stores often, so I'm probably going to pass on these because they're a little too big in the waist. They're going to fall down on me, and I've got no belt hoops to like hold them up. But like this style, I'm impressed. I think it's cute. I like it with my sneakers and everything. Yeah, this pattern mixing situation is actually like kind of good with this top, and like literally everything else I've tried on has looked horrible with this top. So, all right, and the Forever 21 like kind of paper bag waist pants. I love a good crop, but for some reason these seem like they're too cropped to me. But I don't know. Maybe they just need to be steamed because I've got some like a lot of wrinkling. I'm just gonna have to put these in the maybe pile for now. Everything's a maybe today. Maybe it's me. I found a dress, so just one more thing to try on here really quick. And she's vintage. Okay, we've got like a full outfit happening here with the dress and the shoes. So yeah, obviously I'm still wearing my socks because I just felt like they'd be more sanitary. I don't know. It's fine. Don't feel like you have to do that. Just like, so these are the socks that I chose today. So this is what's happening. I kind of don't hate it. I feel like a little Dorothy Wizard of Oz moment happening kind of with the red shoes and the ankle socks. This is not good around here, which is like a problem area for me, just when it comes to clothes. But I was gonna say, if you kind of have like the hip and like belly situation that I do, you can always like tuck your dress up a little bit, fold it, put a little belt around here, thin belt, wide waist belt, whichever you prefer. And then like, see how I've got more room and like flow here, and then it's shorter, so it gives me a totally different proportion. So it could definitely work this way. Imagine like a little red belt. I actually have a skinny red belt that I would wear with this in the red shoes. So I think it would work. I'm also not loving like other things about this, like the button down front. So this one's probably a pass, but I do think it's cute and it's got, you know, styling potential. I need to like walk in the shoes for a minute and make sure I can walk in them, but I think they're real cute. They might be big.
hopefully not, because like nothing's really working out for me right now. Okay, so I'm gonna make any final decisions on that. I do want to take a look at the men's section really quick, and then we're ready to leave Thrift Town. Gotta look in the long sleeve button-ups because I think I need to make some like Western button-down dreams come true on this trip. Ooh, Wranglers. I love the wash on these. These are like a George Strait collection style. They're pretty cool, but I think this pair is too small, so I'll keep my eyes out for this wash though.
Thrift Town! Thrift Town! Thrift Town! Hopefully you get a good sense of that store. I really liked it. I ended up picking up one thing, and that's it. They did have like quite a bit of housewares and things like that too, which I didn't really get to show you. But I wanted to tell you they have a restroom, which I love. Like when you're thrifting all day, sometimes it's hard. They don't often have them. So they do have a restroom, it's very clean. They have a rewards program. So if you regularly thrift with them, you get a point for every $1. When you get to 100, you get $5 off of 15. So something if you thrift here a lot, like make sure you're signed up. Then they had the tag sale and they had 50% off like their winter stuff, which I didn't really scan through too much either, but yeah. Thank you, Thrift Town. Thrift Town! I don't know why that's like the thing, but Thrift Town! I'm starting that. So what'd you guys think of Thrift Town? Let me know. Honestly, I have mixed feelings about it. I definitely felt like I spent way too long in that store for what I ended up taking home. But I really couldn't tell you anything that's like in particular that's wrong with that store as a thrift store. I think it's a perfectly fine store, but something about it compared to many of the other places that we've gone and that I went to after, like makes it a little bit forgettable. And I hate to say that because again, I still like the store. I would shop there again for sure. So let me tell you my breakdown of what I rated it. Like across the board, I'm just calling this place like average AF, okay? It was just like average pricing, average quality and quantity of items. So the pricing was average, like it was fine. I think for the value, things were individually priced, but I did kind of think it was all over the place because of that. For example, the vintage dress that I tried on was priced at $3.99, and then that vintage purse that I picked up was $7.99, and that didn't really make sense to me. Like normally, I feel like they would be priced opposite. You know, it is a larger thrift store, but it also wasn't packed in there. And when I'm rating the quantity, like more is not necessarily worth more in my opinion. It's about reaching that like perfect amount of like having a good selection, enough items to look through without being totally overwhelming. It was shoppable. Like I pointed out, they had a specific section that was like corduroy pants. And I thought that was really interesting how they tried to break it down into like really specific categories like that in some sections. So that could make it easier for you to shop. If you were looking for a specific thing, you could go straight to that section. However, an experienced thrifter knows you still kind of have to like lap around the entire store because, for example, I ended up finding that there was like another section of skirts all the way in the back of the store. And so if I hadn't shopped all around, I would have thought that that one, you know, rack was it. But there was like twice as much when I went to the back of the store. So experienced thrifters know you still have to look around because things get moved around by the staff or by people shopping. So if you really want to see what a store has to offer, you can't take it for granted that things are going to be in their category. Okay, end that rant. The vibe in there was nice. Like they did have a restroom that I used and it was very clean, which is always a plus. Their fitting rooms were open and also were like fairly decent. It definitely has that like typical like Savers style, big wide open, like bright and clean kind of store vibe. And again, I rated it just kind of average because there was not a lot of like personality to it, the little quirks that maybe you're used to, but it still, again, is definitely a solid store, and I would go back for sure. I'd love to know what you thought of the store from what you could tell. It was really tough to rate this one. I felt overall that it was just average, but that's never a bad thing. What I would go back for in the future for sure at this store were the men's jeans. I found so many cool pairs of jeans there, and this, again, it could just be for me personally, but lots of Wranglers and Levi's, and those are the type of like jeans that I typically love to thrift. I didn't pick up any jeans there though, because I had just found some at the Junk Depot, which if you saw the last episode, I did a try on of the Wranglers I found there, and the Levi's. So I didn't go for any of the additional men's jeans here, but the selection was definitely really good. I ended up only picking up one thing, so I'm gonna do a quick try on for you, and then don't forget there's gonna be one big styling of all the Texas pieces in the finale video. My haul from this store kind of bums me out because, all right, the goal was to hit as many stores as possible. I felt like I spent way too much time in that store for what I ended up actually really loving and finding and like leaving with. I just got this one pair of pants, which I debated for a long time because I wasn't 100% on the fit of them. I actually got to try them on, and in the end decided I'm gonna try it. I want to go for it because I love the patterns so much that I really want to try to style them. So I brought them home and washed them, and there's some kind of like color bleeding on them, and like they're kind of ruined. So it is right across the rear. I don't know if you can even see it on camera, but there is this like red like ink stain that goes across it. And now these were brand new with tags when I took them home, so I know it didn't happen until I washed them, but I was like, oh man, like it's the only thing I got from that store. I spent a ton of time there, and I was like really heavily debating these anyway, and then they got ruined. So I'm gonna see if I can get it out again, but I'll go ahead and do a little try on here so you can see at least like what the fit looks like, and I'll just let you know if I ever get this like whatever ink stain out of the butt. So these were new with tags, and they're just from the Forever 21 Plus. I have to say, trying these on again, I like them a bit better than I did trying them on in the store. Still kind of bummed that they don't have pockets, and then like the stain thing is like the biggest issue. So let's just not even like, let's not split hairs. We'll see what happens with these pants, but I will show you the fit. It sits like right here is where that spot is. So it's not super obvious, but if you saw it, you would be like concerned that I was like bleeding. If you know what I'm saying. That's not a great look. I think as far as the styling goes with these, like many of the pieces that I bought in Texas, I'm looking forward to wearing them like with graphic tees and just really casual tops for the spring. But this one could be dressed up a little bit up or down, and I think even like bringing in some satin or other textures would make this look a little bit more like high fashion. And these are obviously like ideal to do some pattern mixing because we've got neutral colors with a really wild pattern. So thanks for heading to Thrift Town with me. We've got more thrift stores coming up in San Antonio, so subscribe and turn on notifications, whatever you gotta do to stay in the loop on this series, and I'll see you again back here soon for another episode.